Hey guys, what's going on? I want to talk to you guys real quick. Hope everybody's having a beautiful evening. Now, as you can see on the thumbnail, I have NXT's Jada Parker and Kelani Jordan. Now, they're both solid in the ring, and Kelani is more tactical, more clean with it. Jada Parker is more like not so much of a powerhouse, but she's more like of a aggressive style, high impact moves. Kelani Jordan is more tactical. Now, the thing about these two is when I look at the WWE's history, right? Remember when Scott Hall left WWE and Kevin Nash left the WWE? But of course, at that time, Scott Hall was going by Razor Ramon, the name of Razor Ramon, and Kevin Nash was going under the name of Diesel. And remember, they brought that fake Diesel and Razor Ramon in when they ran over to WCW. So this isn't the same situation, but point is, the WWE, well, they literally tried to recreated Razor Ramon and Diesel. And, you know, it's funny when you look at who's who and who they became later on, right? But they've been known to try to recreate certain people. Like, you know, Carlito was nothing but a newer version of Razor Ramon. Óyeme, chico, right? You want to be cool like a Razor? And what was Carlito saying? You want to be cool like Carlito, right? Razor Ramon had the toothpick, Carlito had the apple. So yeah, they've always been known to try to recreate someone, and you know, that had a certain persona. But like now, wrestling has changed to where they don't really create characters too well. That's why Tony Storm works so well too, because Tony Storm, when you look at someone now, Chris Jericho reinvents himself, but he's always the same person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Tony Storm completely went from what she was to this new Marilyn Monroe type, you know, very savvy technical wrestler in the ring. Like she's very solid. So that's why, and the fans take to her. It's like wrestling is missing characterization, man. They just don't have it. But you know, I see, when I look at Kelani Jordan and I look at Jada Parker, I see Jada Parker as the future new Bianca Belair. When I look at Kelani Jordan, I see her as the future new Mercedes Monè. This is by design. Not to mention, when I listen to Jada Parker's story, the WWE reached out to her. I know she played basketball. I'm not sure if she did gymnastics too. I think both of them. Kelani too. I think she played basketball too. But bottom line is, you know, I don't know Kelani's story, but they reached out to her. Now, Jada Parker isn't muscular like Bianca, but she's curvy, thick, like, you know, has a solid foundation, you know, and Kelani is small and petite, like Mercedes Monè, but she's not as sculpted as Mercedes either. But bottom line is, when I look at them, this is by design, man, because it's always like, okay, what's working, who's over with the fans, and you know, that appeal, they get that. If I see it, they see it. That's why they chose them. So yeah, I see that in both of them. And yeah, even personality wise, man, if you look at it now, Mercedes as a heel, she, you know, still had that aggression, you know, still had that toughness. Bianca as a heel had that aggression and that attitude. She has it, but it's not the same. Like as a face, she's become like, she smiles a lot more. You know, she's, you know, her character has changed in that sense, like her personality wise, not so much a character, but if you watch Jada Parker, she does the same type of, like, her mannerisms is just like Bianca Belair. You know how when Bianca, does like 3 moves on you and you kick out and she looks so goddamn surprised, like she kicked out of the 3rd move. Like, Jada Parker does the same thing. Kelani Jordan makes the same type of facial expressions and reactions that Mercedes Monè does. So I see them in the WWE's eyes as that's going to be the new Bianca and the new Mercedes Monè. And they're in their 20s, so they have a while a ways to go. I know Kelani Jordan just won the female North American champion at NXT, so already she's got some gold, and Jada Parker is in the picture with her. So, the difference with Mercedes Monè and Bianca was that Mercedes had got her shine far before Bianca came along. So when Bianca came along, it was like she worked her way up, and Mercedes is the one that gave her that rub. Whereas with Jada and Kelani, they're coming up together at the same time. So, with Mercedes, it's more like her, Bayley, and Charlotte Flair, and I believe Shayna Baszler was there, or she might have came after, but right around the same time, maybe something like that. But they were all there, so that's like her class, And so with these two, they're here at the same time. So yeah, I mean, clearly if you haven't seen them, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But if you know what I'm talking about, like, yeah, that's exactly who they remind me of. And stylistically, even the way, how Bianca bounces up and down all the time, bouncing her head from side to side, when she, and she's like, come on, and she's getting into it. Jada Parker does the same thing. I mean, I tell you, if you watch Jada Parker, you watch Bianca, it's like, yeah, you can see the influence. If you watch Mercedes Monè and you watch Kelani Jordan, you can see the influence. So, yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to happen, man. One thing I will say about NXT is, that's the developmental, brand of WWE, regardless of how they try to cut it. But one thing about it is, when you come out of NXT and you go to Raw, SmackDown, things change. They change. And this is why it's funny, because Becky Lynch can go and fight the champion of NXT on an NXT show and lose. But it's funny because when NXT people, wrestlers come to SmackDown or Raw, it's like, as far as the top of the food chain type wrestlers go, they don't come in there and just start dominating. They come in, they lose to, the big matches, but they have this whole, oh, this person won more fans in defeat than they would with a victory tonight. And they have this thing where, like in wrestling, I don't know, it's just like this curse, man, where it's like, everybody think you have to become a heel in order to sell. That is like, it shows me that people have gotten lazy and they really just don't know how to get these wrestlers over with the crowd anymore as faces. I mean, everything, and it kind of gets stale, because every time I turn around, the only wrestlers that hold on to a title for a long period of time are the heels. The face get the title, yay, everybody goes crazy. 2 months later, gone. The heel gets it 9 months, a year, longer. I mean, goddamn, Roman Reigns had the belt so long, and I'm like, man, is this guy ever going to retire? Like, I mean, goodness, man, if you're a Roman Reigns fan, you probably feel like, yeah, but I mean, yeah, whatever, But yeah, that's what they do. So when they leave NXT, it's kind of, you may be interested or not really so much interested to see what happens, but you're kind of like, you just expect, it's not going to be the same for them. You know what I mean? So it's just weird to me. Like I said, if you'll lose, you can go to NXT and lose to the champion, but they come to Raw, SmackDown, and then they're losing. Even if they come in, most of the success that they have is sneak attacks and stuff like that. But in the ring, like, Braun Breaker is still trying to get his feet wet, man. Like, I'm watching him and I'm like, okay, I see what he's doing, but like, it's kind of, I don't know how they see Braun Breaker. You know what I mean? I just don't know how they see him. I don't know how they feel about him, because the way they use him is mixed signals. But they seem to be big on, Kelani Jordan and Jada Parker right now. One person that it's funny to me is like Michin. Michin was never used for anything other than just getting other wrestlers over. And they never really did anything with Michin. I remember when she left and she came back to TNA, then she ended up back there again. She joined, AJ and the Good Brothers, and then, it's just, Michin is just, it's not her fault, but they just use her. She's a veteran, man. She's been out there for a while. Michin is not new to this, but it's like they don't see Michin as championship material. And anytime they take a veteran wrestler like her and then stick her on NXT, people don't understand that. It's not a good thing. I mean, it might be a good thing for somebody some kind of way, but it's really not a good thing for that person that they're putting there, for the simple fact that when they put them there, it really just means, like, Michin is not a big draw. So they're not putting Michin on NXT because they think she's going to draw a big, get the viewership up or anything. No. They did the same thing with Apollo Crews. And the thing is, they always have them, they all say the same thing. Not one wrestler, I don't care who it is, not Rhea Ripley, not Becky Lynch, not Michin, all of them, whenever they reappear on NXT, even if it's just for one night, they all say the same thing. Come back to my old stomping grounds. Like, yeah, you elevated. It's like going to college, graduating, and then going back to high school. It's like they do this, and they did the same thing with Apollo Crews. Look at all these people. Look at what's Baron Corbin. Look at all of these people that they take, and they from Raw, SmackDown, and they stick them back there. It just goes to show you they really have nothing for them. It's like, okay, we're going to keep you around, but most of these people, maybe they have them come out, help out at the Performance Center or other things, but on camera, it's really nothing. And Michin has been like an underachiever, like her whole career, man. She can wrestle, but it's like every time I see her, nothing's going right for her. So she just defeated Jada Parker in the match last week, and she had to get assistance from the Good Brothers. And this is what I mean when you take a veteran like her, because Jada Parker isn't polished yet. She's still very green. She's still very green. Kelani Jordan, like I said, is smoother, more clean. Jada Parker, like, one of the things I noticed, like, when I watch her wrestle, she over exaggerates the moves, like when things happen to her, like when she sell the moves, and then but she's trying. She's trying. She's not, she for what she can do, they put her in the right type of matches. And this is what I mean when I talk about putting wrestlers in the right situations, because if you got someone that can, just say, for example, you don't really see these type of matches too much now. It's like the drama has to be there. Back in the day, you could have the matches without the drama, and people were into the matches. But if a wrestler can go an hour, don't put a guy that can, or a female that's known for 10 to 15 minutes in there, and then blame them because their creativity is not there and they have to be carried through the match. Jada Parker, like I said, she's not polished yet, but the potential is there. It's definitely there. And she's not the athlete that Bianca is. She doesn't, but Bianca, like, I watched Bianca develop, but Bianca, even right now, she still does a lot of her moves in a way where you can anticipate what she's going to do, and it, like she'll do a move and clearly wait for her. She'll do it either too fast, not really like at the right time, where she's waiting for the opponent to hit her, like, you know what I mean? She'll do a flip and then stay in that position until the opponent comes and make contact, or certain thing. Like, it just doesn't go smooth like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Mercedes Monè was always better than Bianca. Bianca is an athlete. She can flip and all that, and cartwheels and all kinds of stuff. She's strong, gorilla presses and all that. But she's not the wrestler that Mercedes Monè is. So you understand what I'm saying? That's when you look at Jada Parker and Kelani, it's the same exact thing. The same identical situation in terms where Kelani is the cleaner, more technical, put it together better than Jada Parker does. But Jada has that look, and don't get me wrong, she has good ability and she has potential. You know, she's still coming up and they're coming up together. But yeah, that's who these two remind me of, man, so much. And I'm pretty damn sure if you was to ask anybody in the WWE the same thing, they'll say spot on. That's exactly who they remind me of. But hey, tell me what y'all think in the comment section about Jada Parker and Kelani Jordan and the comparisons with Bianca Belair and Mercedes Monè. Hey guys, everybody stay safe. Have a blessed day. And I will catch you guys on the next video.